thanks so much for tuning in. So for today's video, I have some more Dollar Tree crafts you're really gonna love. And it is extra special because it is part of another mystery box challenge. Now, if this is your first time watching a mystery box challenge, this is put together by Courtney from Creative on the Cheap. She gets a ton of us YouTubers together and we are in charge of sending each other a box of goodies to craft with. And every month there is a different twist. There's mystery items in here that you have to use together. And this month is really special because we have to perform a random act of kindness. And if you saw my last video, I put together a bunch of DIY gifts, and one of them was a macrame kit. I ended up making a ton of them, and I'm gonna be donating them to my local nursing home. So this box was sent to me by Jamie, Crafty DIY Guy. Thank you, Jamie. And if I know my good friend, this is full of Dollar Tree items. And I sent my box over to Kristen K. Everyone's link will be in the description in a playlist. Check them out. Let's go ahead and unbox and get started.
So here we go, we're going to start our unboxing, and even though this is an everything goes box, I am partial to Dollar Tree stuff. So here is the lovely note from Jamie, the Crafty DIY Guy, and we are going to start with the wine bottle. This is from Dollar Tree, by the way, and I'm just going to grab this glass, which is also from Dollar Tree, and some craft floral foam. I'm going to push that in just so I can get the outline of the cup. And I did cut the first one out with like a knife, and then I figured just rocking back and forth would do a much easier job. So that is what I went ahead and did. So now I'm going to insert this into the little stocking thing, tuck in the excess, and glue that down. Now I'm going to take the bottom and I'm going to cut that out and glue it down. I tried to cut it neatly because I was going to create a second craft with this, and that didn't quite work out because I didn't have a big enough piece, but I think that this ended up being really, really cute. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to take an old small tree. So this is one of those Target trees, but you can use a Dollar Tree one if you want. Push it into that foam and boom. So this has to be my favorite craft in the box. This item is not from Dollar Tree, but there are a few items in Dollar Tree that could work. They have cookie sheets, they have all sorts of stuff, and I just included this footage of me spray painting because I wanted y'all to see how chaotic that day was. So it was snowing outside, it was freezing in my garage, and all of this took so much longer than it had to dry. So I'm using these little gingerbread people from Dollar Tree and I'm painting them, which took a lot longer than expected because of the sides. And instead of using white paint or puffy paint to fill it in, because these are so small, I'm using a chalk marker. Just in case I mess up, I can wipe it down. And when it dries down, it really doesn't smudge, so I think it's the perfect solution. So by the numbers, you can tell that I'm creating a little advent calendar. Now I'm going to set these little dudes to the side and I'm going to continue with my little grid. So I found this really, really cool toy at Dollar Tree. But before we put that on, I'm going to add my gingerbread peeps because if not, I'm not going to be able to do that once I add it to the top. So I'm just looping in some regular ribbon and then adding my gingerbread up top. I was going to use little clothespins, but that would have taken up too much space because this isn't very large. So this was in the toy section of Dollar Tree. I love them. They're so adorable, and I thought it was the perfect touch. I painted mine red and made the bowl gold, and I regret not just keeping it pink. But I had another vision in mind and it just didn't play out the way I expected. So I added some of the Dollar Tree utensils, but again, I really regret not just painting it that baby pink. Using zip ties, I just added a little spatula to the side, and then I used some greenery. By the way, Walmart's 97-cent greenery is back, and this is one of them, which is a lot fuller than Dollar Tree's. So make sure you keep that in mind because I like their picks a whole lot more. This is from Dollar Tree from the doggy section, and I'm just going to add that to the side, and boom.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Next item in the mystery box are these little boxes, and I'm not sure if they're from Dollar Tree or not, but if you're trying to follow along using Dollar Tree materials, Dollar Tree has these. So I want to age them so they look the same because they do look a little different. I'm just using a little bit of wax and a dry brush to try and make them look the same, but if I were to do this all over again, I would probably paint this red. I got this cute little piece of wood from the Dollar Tree Crafter Square section, and I'm just going to remove the rope and fill that in. Usually I use spackle, but this is what I had on hand. I'm going to let it dry, and then I just spray painted it because I was already living on the wild side and spray painting in freezing temps. So I am using vinyl for this. But you can, of course, just print something out and transfer it. I'm hot gluing these two boxes together, and I had other ideas for this, but I thought that this would be the most simple to follow for those watching. Added hot glue to the top to make it like a little hot cocoa station, added my hot cocoa set from last week's video, some rope to the top to kind of even it out because this does have a bit of an overhang, and boom. These little letter things are my favorite. I think that they're a Valentine's item, but of course they are perfect for Christmas. So I'm using a hula hoop, and I actually spray painted this last Valentine's for a craft that I never uploaded. So here it is, voila, magic. And I'm gonna take some of that greenery. Here's the Dollar Tree greenery, and then here is the Walmart greenery, which is 97 cents. So like I said, both beautiful, but I think you get more bang for your buck with Walmart, and they're a lot easier to find. So I took it apart from the wreath and then just started covering the rough areas and then putting the pine cones back. These larger berries are from Dollar Tree, and you can wrap them around. I love them so much, and I regret not getting more. So I'm just spacing them out, and then I'm going to create a little bow. I really wanted this to have a vintage look, so I used this classic red and white ribbon. Dollar Tree doesn't have ribbon like this, but they do have a stocking, a mini stocking that comes in this exact same pattern. So if you don't want to spend money on the ribbon, then just take one of those stockings and cut it up and use that. Now, in order to use something else from the box, I'm using burlap, which Jamie included, and thank you so much because I love it. I hadn't seen this at Dollar Tree. Now, I am no ribbon expert, but I kind of just cut pieces, some longer than others, glued it to the middle, zip tied them together, and just kind of kept playing with it until I kind of liked how it looked. I was going to use another pattern as well, but then I thought it would be overkill, so I stopped here and then just covered this up. So I'm going to cover the middle with another piece of ribbon right there, and then hot glue this onto my hula hoop wreath. Now I'm going to take that letter to Santa, and I did add vinyl to this as well, and I went on Canva and just looked up letters to Santa and printed out really small letters. This was just my regular printer. I'm going to cut them out with scissors, and I'm going to place them in the envelope. One thing you can do if you do plan on printing out mini letters is you can laminate them if you want to keep them outside, even though the wood cutout itself is not wood, it's cardboard. But laminating would definitely help. I think that this added such a cute touch, and this is one of my favorite wreaths of all time. So here go the 2 challenge items, and I had a ton of ideas for this, and then again, I decided to go simple. Not to mention the other idea that I had involved way too much spray painting, and the day that I filmed this was really the day that the snow was coming down the most. So I decided to go as basic as possible, and you'll see. So right here, the shape of this is funky. It's funky. So I'm just going to cut this down, and initially I thought I was going to use this as a topper, but it just didn't look right because we have to use these things together. That's the point of the challenge item. You're supposed to intertwine them together somehow, some way. I cut down Dollar Tree little dowel rods just to make this longer than it is. Then I'm going to stack them one on top of the other, and I'm going to use another mystery box item. It's not necessary, but I wanted to use it. It was these little wood dice, which I had other ideas for this as well, but I decided to intertwine it with this. So I'm stacking it, and up top is where I was going to add that funky little tree, but I don't like it. I really don't. So this looks really pretty, but I decided, after seeing that this did not look good how I planned, I decided to use this as a tree. So I added a star to this, which I didn't love too much, but it wasn't horrible. So after stacking these little trees and adding little embellishments to this, I think it turned out pretty cute. Let me know what you think. So that's it for me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Don't forget to check out the playlist with everyone else's mystery box unboxing and challenge. And as usual, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.